Have you ever heard someone outside of crypto talk about how crypto is going to be X, Y, and Z for the global economy and how it is being tracked by so and so? Also, you know that these people will just look at you and say, yeah, sure, dude. I'll agree with you when I see it, etc. At that point, out of the blue, even with the recent rise in the market, they all agreed with you right now. The strange thing is that they don't want to think about you. Things are down when they're flat. We are in the middle of an undergo market. It's really funny how things trade like that. I think this is exactly what will happen when we really start to see the huge growth spike happen. When we take a step back and look at what many of these groups like Robinhood are telling us, it's clear that you already know. Cryptography and the technology behind it will soon be a part of every single important process in the world. We're talking about roughly, you know, about business transactions, payroll, insurance, healthcare, exercise, and the supply chain. Everything we think about. Everything we can think of will be affected by this era because of how efficient it is and how much time it frees up for everyday life. That being said, this movie covers a lot of ground, but we'll focus on talking about derivatives and Ripple with XRP because that's what was meant. This is the main thing that everyone needs to focus on. Now that that's out of the way, welcome to the channel. Hello everyone, my name is Nick. If you're new to the channel, this movie might be your first step toward becoming a subscriber. On top of that, if you haven't already, go to the description at the top and click on join the free Discord. There is going to be a link for the free consensus. You might want to join right now because it's the best crypto related chat room out there. And I do stand by that. And you'll see once you join with those passes, let's jump right in. From Good Morning Crypto Breaking, we are here. The CEO of Robinhood says that crypto usage is now, we are still very early in the adoption stage of this new technology called crypto. We're 15 years into the creation of a new type of asset, and early adopters will make the most money from crypto usage. Choose the digital product that you think will give you the best return in 20 and try this out. It comes from Robinhood. All of these things work together to get us to this level of coins worth over $100,000. I know what the Trump pump is. You might have given you that word. Or now it's on their early list of things to offer. They're early. If you look at the market for qualified investment advisors, they now talk to me about getting crypto exposure. And that's a market worth many trillions of dollars that Robinhood is joining as a proper business. You know, you're reading more and more about companies putting Bitcoin and other crypto assets in their bank accounts and on their balance sheets. You've talked about a Bitcoin strategic stash. The whole of the USA is committed to this. I think that could change the game. And if that did happen, other countries would actually do the same. And the point is that we have a gold strategic reserve if it's not like gold, as Jerome Powell said. Why not think about adding cryptocurrencies to that? But I think the main point is that this is on the cutting edge of new ideas in business services. It's no longer just an object that can be traded, but it's how technology has changed since then. We went from mainframe to on-premise to cloud, for example. The next step is blockchain and crypto. In this new field, do we want the US to be ahead of the curve like we are with artificial intelligence? I think the answer is obviously clear. We need to stick to that plan. If we look ahead 5, 10, 15 or more years, I mean, it will be crazy to see how this place grows because, you know, at the end of this cycle, the amount of money could be between $5 and $7 trillion. Of course, it would be $10 trillion. We don't know. That being said, it's strange because we've seen this space grow from almost nothing to this huge wealth beauty. Furthermore, if we're talking about tokenizing almost everything and crypto, moving money at the speed of light and in a much more environmentally friendly way, you already know that adoption is going to go through the roof. The deal is set to go through early in 2025. The Robinhood and Bitstamp apps will both show up at Ripple Swell. Bitstamp has been the most well-known on-demand cryptocurrency market that allows for liquidity. Optimistic about this deal to hold on to after Robinhood buys it. Okay, now you have proof for about $200 trillion. That will end in early 2025. I can't wait to look at this list. Additionally, to keep this group going, we also have Robinhood CEO. Like I said, this goes back to early September, late August, or early September here with big news. The fact that Robinhood has officially listed XRP in the US was reported by Vexo. Robinhood is also ready to pay $200 million to get Bitstamp. It has plans for a Ripple-powered digital derivatives trade on the XRP ledger, which will help it add to its crypto holdings even more. This strategic relationship is expected to speed up the use of crypto around the world. Are you optimistic about XRP and Robinhood's strong public CC lawsuit? look it over, an investor who is a business or an organization, they also need to be able to get the things we offer. They want to be able to reach the stock markets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they want the lowest margin charges in the business. So I think you'll see us serve more types of people over the years, not only in stores, but also in businesses and organizations. In order to do that, we're going to buy Bitstamp, a foreign cryptocurrency exchange. One of the great things about that business is that it's not only global, but also institutional. This means that we can reach a whole new group of customers that we're not currently serving. We might be able to do that more and more over the next 10 years. A personal derivatives deal will begin for us in a few months. So that's what we're most excited about, and we definitely want to work closely with people there too. In the last stage of merging, over 30 of the world's largest banks have chosen Bitstamp as their service provider. Bitstamp will be used by these business banks to offer crypto. In other words, we're really pleased with it. Again, you know that all of this includes XRP and the XRPL. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it's a whole puzzle piece. You know what's funny about this whole thing? About 2025 is when this purchase will happen. Since Ripple is based in the US, we can assume that the big push on crypto rules in the US will happen in 2025. Or a fully U.S.Dash based company, they might be ahead of the curve with XRP and the XRPL. It only makes you smarter. And you already know what's crazy about it all. Derivatives are still at the center of it all. This is another post from Chad Steeneruber. Starting soon, Ripple and Bitstamp will each have their own digital futures market. The fact that Robinhood owns Bitstamp will greatly assist Robinhood's foreign crypto growth, as it will keep over 50 active licenses in the subject. Yes, this is a big deal for Robinhood. That's a huge number for both Bitstamp and Ripple. Also, let's go back to August 9th and think about Ripple's exposure to the futures market. Ripple has joined the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, ISDA, which puts it on the same level as big banks like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, CME Group, and even BNY Mellon. That's interesting. All of that is mostly based on official people in 79 countries. Also, if we look at the bottom, we can see that Ripple's membership in the ISDA makes it possible for over 1,000 companies around the world to use Ethereum. Ripple is still fully committed to providing institutions with institutional DeFi services based on tokenization. On-chain derivatives could be turned into tokens. Is this all a coincidence, or does it all have something to do with each other? By chance, I don't believe in them. If we move over here, welcome to the new ISDA members. In this list, we have all the major players from around the world. Ripple is one of the US players. Also, if we go over to this guy, Roy Lavani from Ripple, he worked in financial services for over 12 years before joining Ripple. His most recent job was as the head of public coverage for APAC at ISDA and of direction over here. This will make it possible for trillions to quadrillions of dollars to be sent on these networks, which will have a huge effect on the networks. When we look back at Robinhood and Slower, I remember their CEO telling us that crypto usage is happening and that we're still very early on. I think that's pretty much true. To be more specific, I'm very excited about the future and what this will mean for XRP and the XRPL as we look at the general market cap of crypto compared to the whole potential market.